don't kill me. This is early season. So hence, Elaine has enough time to get things right. Bye.
Unbelievable! He's done it again! Thompson-Herah wins 10-6-0 Olympic record! Whoa! Another goal. The legacy as one of the all-time greats is surely complete. Champion! Becomes the world champion! The defending champion comes back and wins again in supreme style.
Also happening yesterday, guys, was the J3 Age Jubilee Series, and quite a few of our Top Gun athletes came out as well and laid down a few markers. We're going to start with Elaine Thompson-Herah over the 200 meters, Tom. What did you think?
So, I mean, Elaine, this is her first 200-meter race of the season. And again,
I think third race overall.
Her third meet overall, but her first 200-meter race. Right. And when athletes open their season, generally speaking, as I said, when I did the Shelley and Fraser Price preview video, they're testing their bodies to see where they're at in training. And when I think about a number of Elaine's interviews that she conducted last year, one thing she mentioned is that during background training, they tend to be heavy, meaning that they're in the gym, lifting weights, they're putting in the work that will lead to them being ready when competition comes. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure where Elaine reaches in her background training. The race, she did, finish ahead of the pack. She did look a bit sluggish. I'm not certain what exactly is causing that. It could just be where she is now in her background training. So we'll have to see more as time passes.
Yeah, she definitely looked heavy, but there's just something weird about when Elaine runs. It's so hard to keep track of which Elaine you're going to get, because Elaine can look like this and we're like, okay, she looks heavy, and 2 days later she goes out and she does something jaw-dropping. So I don't even know if I want to say this is heavy or just Elaine just looking like Elaine and not really giving us any key indicators as to what really is going on.
Because it kind of touches into something that you always say. You always say that athletes test where they're at and make adjustments as they go along. So this could just have been a test run.
Yes, it could be, but I can't. Okay, let me just say it this way. If an athlete of Shelley's caliber had come out looking like this, then maybe I could have said something in relation to it, because we kind of have a general idea of how Shelley looks when she's running. So we can tell if, okay, this is a Shelley that's, recovering from something or just heavy during training or whatever the case is. But Elaine has this kind of running that you can't really read sometimes. And I struggle reading it. So that's my thing. So I'm saying based on that, I can't really say if Elaine is just looking heavy and reaching for the line, or this is just Elaine just going out there to do enough and come off the track and go about her business. I don't know.
Anyway, Elaine is the Olympic champion in the 200 meters and 100 meters. It's going to take a lot to beat Elaine, even if she's not in tip-top shape. And again, this is just the beginning of the season, so we will have to see how things pan out. But currently, there's no one in the world that can beat her in the 200 meters. I mean, Boma would have been her closest competitor, and even so, she was some ways behind Elaine. So I'm still confident that Elaine will deliver when the time comes.
Yeah, no, I'm still confident in Elaine, of course, obviously. So I'm definitely not questioning that. I'm just saying it's hard to give a read on what she looks like right now based on that race. She just looked heavy, but I don't know if that's a good heavy or bad heavy. I'm just not sure.
So, yes, and also we can take some things from the race. She finished the race healthily, and we always want to see our athletes finish a race healthy. So at least there's that. And I mean, she did still finish ahead of the pack, even though she did look like she was struggling towards the end of the race. Mm-hmm. So we can take that from it. So there are things to be worked on again. I know I always crucify everyone in the comment section when they mention that it is early season, but don't kill me. This is early season. So hence, Elaine has enough time to get things right by competition, which would be the national trials, which should not be a problem in June, and then of course the World Championships in July.
Right. Yeah, so that's pretty much what Elaine did. And then we had Sharika coming up in the 100 meters.